we are going to make sure that or at least give you the highest probability that your agent is going to work in an actual customer environment by just simulating hundreds of customer interactions with your agent, right? And we're going to tell you over these hundreds of interactions where your agent is not performing, right? So for example, like if we notice that in 23% of your interactions, your agent is not giving a confirmation message after scheduling an appointment, right? We're going to tell you that and be like, hey, by the way, like this is what you should change in your system prompt to make sure that happens. And like this idea of like iterating, right, on your system prompt or changing like your infrastructure, or maybe like, modifying your like multi-agent handoff, like whatever it is you need to change, right? You change it over and over again until you get to a certain threshold that you're comfortable with on BlueJay. Like we can go all the way to 100%, but it's up to you, like where you want to draw the line, whether it's 90, 95, right? We're just basically giving you the tools to be confident that your voice agent is going to do what it's supposed to do.
Interesting. And so when you talk about, for example, tests, right? So you mentioned the specific hospital appointment booking test. So when we say 100%, like, I mean, there are so many cases, like literally you could say it fails for 22nd June and works for 21st June. I don't know. I mean, I'm just coming up with like, so there is so much exploration that you could do. Maybe the corner cases are like too many. So how do you sort of make this like probabilistically maximized sort of tests that you do so that you know that this is the highest chance of success if we run these tests versus some other test? Because I'm sure you're not like actually testing every single scenario, right? You have to take a probabilistic approach to it. Like, so how do you think about that?
Yeah. So the way that we do it is we break an agent down into its component goals, right? So like we have two types of testing on BlueJay. We have like top-down testing and we have bottoms-up testing, right? And the idea is that your agent, like in the top-down approach, has a series of capabilities that it is supposed to be able to do. Like for example, for an appointment schedule, for like a healthcare front desk agent, it should be able to schedule appointments. It should be able to answer questions about the pharmacy. It should be able to do, XYZ, right? Like maybe follow up on cancellations or send a reminder text, like one day before, right? But the idea is that you as the user of BlueJay, right? Like our customers, they basically list the capabilities that their agent is supposed to do, right? Another very good example of this is like, hey, like for the restaurant agency, right? For the restaurant industry, hey, like should be able to place, orders for anything on the menu, and then they include the menu in the knowledge base, right? So the idea is that once we have those goals, what we do is we generate digital humans like on BlueJay, which are basically agents that have knowledge of what your agent is supposed to be able to do. And they create customer personas in such a way that they call your agent saying, hey, like I am a person that needs like, hi, my name is like Alex. And I actually want to schedule an appointment for my son, right? And my son is having this problem and, like some medical problem. And like, I need an appointment for sometime next week. What times do you have? Right. And then they go back and forth, they agree upon a time. And that's how you know that when you run 100 simulations for Alex or variants of Alex, right? For Martha, for James, for Bob, right? That your agent has, with a certain degree of confidence, the ability to schedule an appointment, right? So just to go like back, like to what you were saying, right? Like the idea of like how we know that, or how we provide confidence that your agent is going to be able to do what it's supposed to do is first you tell us, like what your agent's supposed to do via these goals. And the second thing that we do is we generate a bunch of digital humans that test your agent's ability to do that thing, right? And then third, after those interactions happen, we tell you how successful writ large those interactions were.
Nice. Got it. Very, very interesting. And these personas are they like easy to sort of specialize based on the use case? And how does that work? Or is it so is it like as a customer, I just have to tell you, look, these are the capabilities, and you are going to spin up the personas for me. You're going to sort of handle it end to end. You're also going to suggest improvements to the prompt. Is that how it works?
Yeah. So the idea is we tell you exactly what went wrong in this call, right? Exactly why this simulation failed. But yeah, like you totally nailed it. Like the idea is that you tell us what your agent is supposed to do, and we generate like hundreds of digital humans, and you get to specify, of course, how much you want. That can test your agent's abilities to achieve each of the goals that you've outlined on our platform, right? So it's a very intuitive way of thinking about it, right? It's like, hey, listen, I'm building a voice agent. Here are the things that it's supposed to be able to do, And now BlueJay is going to test each of those things by provisioning like hundreds of digital humans that represent your customers that are going to call with the goal in mind of testing that one goal of your agent, right?
Got it.
So like,
Got
like 50 digital humans will call saying, hey, listen, like I want to schedule appointments for varying times. 50 digital humans will call saying, hey, like I want to, see if your like penicillin is in stock or Tylenol is in stock, right? To test that goal, right? And 50 humans will call to like maybe place orders, on your menu, right? So like that's kind of how like the high level idea works. And the big thing of all of this is that like the big value here is that we're saving you a lot of time, right? We're doing all of these calls in parallel, right? Meaning that
Yeah.
like you can simulate around a month of customer interaction in 5 minutes,